I'm sorry, I have just come, so I didn't hear a lot. But I heard about Christmas already, so I will start with it. When I was small girl, I was walking down the streets before Christmas, and I was thinking that it's a magic that city becomes so beautiful, and there are a lot of lightings, and I was thinking that people who are working with it should be magicians. Now it's my profession, and I still think like this, but now I think that we have much more responsibility than I used to think about it. And for me, the main problem now is that we don't feel ourselves. We don't have our perceptions working good. So I had a challenge in Russia to have some students of lighting design, and more often they asked me, "I have such a lighting in my room. Could you please tell me how do I feel inside?" So people don't know it. For me, my main teacher is my grandmother. She's 92 now, and she knows everything about what is good for her, what is bad for her, and unfortunately, we don't have these feelings anymore. So I told always to my students that lighting design is more easy than we used to think, and it's around us. We can just observe it, and we will know what is good for us and what is bad for us, because the best lighting designer is nature, and we can just follow it to make our masterpieces. Unfortunately, nowadays lighting is becoming more and more like a part of fun. We have great lighting festivals, but the real meaning of light maybe we forgot at some point. And nowadays we have closed ourselves inside our houses, and we don't see what is around us, and we cannot use the rules that we have in nature. I would like to show one video that one of my colleagues sent me once, and it inspired me a lot. I hope it will inspire you also. Shall I put enter?
In 160 seconds, you will decide how this story ends.
Can I make it more?
This is a story about us, the indoor generation. A generation that spends 90% of its life indoors. It all started the day we left nature behind. We filled our homes with lovely things and all the stuff we wanted. Our homes became places you would never want to leave. Artificial light replaced daylight, and we built our houses so that nothing could escape. We cooked and showered, breathed and played, slept and sweated. But we had closed ourselves in to a point where nothing could get out. So when the air turned bad inside, we tried fixing it with chemicals. And we put in little artificial suns everywhere to make the darkness bearable. That's when things started to happen. Hard to notice in the beginning. Some needed help to sleep, to breathe, to not itch. Many of us even started to feel sad. So we turned on happy lamps to make the sadness go away. Then, scientists discovered that the air inside our homes is up to 5 times more polluted than the air outside, and that the lack of daylight can affect children's learning and increase blood pressure. It turns out that kids' rooms often have the highest concentration of toxicants in the house. In fact, millions of homes are unhealthy to live in. They discovered that living in damp and moldy homes increases the risk of asthma by 40%. And I learned that millions of people like me suffer from asthma and allergies caused by a bad indoor environment. And so, here we are. How the story ends is up to you, because it's not written yet. If you care about the indoor generation, do something. Begin to think and live differently. Let light and fresh air into your life again. Even small changes can make a huge difference for coming generations. Learn how at theindoorgeneration.com.
I would like to share 2 experiments that I participated in. One of them took place in Milan, in Italy, and this is the space for blind people, actually. And everyone can come there and had 1 hour experience in total darkness. The main meaning of it is to know how blind people can live, how do they go to have shopping, how do they walk, how do they participate in this world. But it was very interesting for me because your sensitivity changes a lot. And the guide of all this walk, she is blind. And she is trying to teach you how to see the world with her eyes. And she leads you all the way. So when you come there, you should have a time for adaptation. You cannot just come inside and have total darkness for 1 hour. And also after it's finished, you have a room with very slightly lighting, but you should be there for some time to have your eyes adopting again. In the real life, we don't have this. In the real life, where you have cities with a lot of lightings, and we have gap of lightings and very bright lightings. So every day, actually, we're destroying our eyes. And it's not just the task of beauty or of lighting design of cities. It's a task of health of each of us, because we're going back from the work and we stress our eyes every day. And another experience took place in Russia, in St. Petersburg, next to St. Petersburg. It's Gatchina Palace. And it was an installation. There were 6 chairs with different lighting. And it was supposed that people could come to all of them, make selfies and go away. But actually, in the reality, there was only 2 chairs that were very popular. One of them was with just white lighting, and another one was with blue lighting. All other chairs, like it was 1 or 2 persons who used it, but not more. So people came there for the lighting festival, and instead of having fun in different colors and so on, they tried to make the place where they can relax more or less, because it was or white lighting or it was blue lighting. This place is next to a big city, so all the people came there in such a stressful situation that they had to hide themselves. And this was an experiment previous of a near theater experience that took place also in St. Petersburg. We had a performance there this August with Tallinn University. And during this performance, we took some colors from masterpieces of great artists and put it in special devices with different emotions. And then we had some people in audience, like here, and they were looking, and they were watching a performance, and we saw all their emotions on the screen with the help of these colors. And in this experiment, we didn't tell audience what was it for, but for us, we had strong feeling like how lighting was influence emotions of people inside. So actually we have much stronger influence on our health, on our perceptions, on our life than we used to think. And all of us who are working with lighting are magicians. So we can decide what we will do, and everything is our hands. So thank you. Now you can go home. Fine.